Live? Ari, did I miss the countdown, Ari? Am I live? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did I miss it? Why can't she talk?
You've been live for like 2 minutes. Let's go.
Live from room 1014. Ooh, we're on the 10th floor at the Morningstar Plaza Hotel at 100 Barangaroo Avenue, Barangaroo, Australia. That's real, Matt. There is a Morningstar office in
really?
Barangaroo, Australia. It's a real thing.
Wow.
Good for you, Morningstar.
Look, I make jokes about this being fact-based snark, but that's real.
That's a fact. That's the only fact you've ever need. It's a hey look, Matt is back from his SpaceX vacation to the planet formerly known as Pluto AF edition of Business Pants Friday, featuring Ari the Data Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Matt the asshole whisperer, Muscati. I try to hide that part of me, but sometimes it comes out. I'm America's favorite off brand of mandarin orange flavored seltzer. It's good to know. I like being a favorite of something.
Are there? I didn't realize there was.
Well, you've never gone to a supermarket in Maine.
Apparently not.
Doesn't even have the supermarket's name on it. It is some other thing. It's the next door supermarket.
In this week's episode, TikTok, pink taxes, and owner blackmail gossip. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that segment.
Oh. Yeah. No. Are we? All right. Let's.
It's your segment, Matt. You better be ready. Ready?
Oh, good.
Ready for this Friday show?
Break some news.
None of this feels like breaking news.
Break some news.
Here's our Friday show. We'll recap the entire week in all its loveliness. I'm going to start off story of the week with traditional business, traditional boringness, I'm going to call this. There's a bunch of boring stuff that maybe a reputable business news or ESG news show could cover, like Beyond Meat cutting its workforce, including Matt, the nose-biting CEO. He's gone.
Yeah.
Took him a month.
Do you think they cut the other, like, 18.75% of the workforce just to get rid of that guy? And, like, that was, like, the cover? It was all cloud cover?
And what's with this headline? Yahoo Finance. Alleged nose-biting COO?
Yeah, it's not alleged. He did the thing.
Right, this is kind of, right? This is like being pregnant. I mean, right? It's binary?
Yeah, I thought it would be. Is binary?
Bunch of other boring stuff that we could be covering. Ad-supported Netflix is going to be ad-supported. Blah, blah, blah. Apple launching a savings account with Goldman Sachs. That doesn't sound good.
Apple's
whatever.
A bank already.
Some COP27 news. We don't cover COP27 really, do we? We're not like, if we were a boring ESG news show, we'd be all full in on COP27.
Well, remember COP26 was horrible. I don't know if you remember.
How dare you?
No,
Ari.
all I know is that we're on number 27 of discussing things that we should do about the climate instead of doing things about the climate. So,
you know, I found out this week, one of the stories we could be covering, one of the sponsors of the COP27 is Coca-Cola.
Wait.
Yeah. True.
They have
Ari, it's true.
sponsors.
Not only they have sponsors, but
ridiculous.
probably
are there
one
like
of the
swag bags?
probably one of the biggest plastic spewers known to mankind, Coca-Cola.
yeah.
Jesus.
We have them to thank for terrible oceans, but thank you for sponsoring a conference in which we all fly to talk about the terrible oceans.
Here's a trinket made out of plastic.
Here.
Bloomberg just announced that it was reclassifying some of its industry designations, and they're actually putting Coca-Cola into the plastic spewing industry.
Oh.
You know that?
I didn't realize that.
Yes,
Is that Gix? What is that?
Yeah, here's the story I do want to talk about, though, for Story of the Week in the traditional business news. TikTok. TikTok is still quietly taking over. Here are the two stories out of TikTok this week. Two stories that excited me out of TikTok this week. Again, everyone's focused on Elon Musk and Mark's VR goggles. Here's what's happening at TikTok. TikTok wants to be Amazon, is planning U.S. fulfillment centers and poaching staff from Amazon. This is what's going on TikTok. You're laughing, but how dare you? And I'm talking about the whole audience. It's a collective you. And this other headline, TikTok already took over as Gen Z's social platform of choice. Now it's coming for Spotify. That's it. Are you gonna sleep while TikTok takes over the world?
No, Ari and I were just talking about this morning because we had a pre-production meeting in office and you weren't invited to.
Well, Slack now has video huddle. You could have invited me.
We did try out that new feature. It worked well.
I didn't check it out. Okay,
Jamie today.
but the thing about it is, don't every 5 years we say somebody's taking over the universe? Like 5 years ago it was Instagram.
We haven't been at this company for 5 years. So where's your?
I just feel like society is like, no, we're now freaking out about TikTok taking over the universe, and then they're gonna overextend. Like really, they need fulfillment centers to bring stupid dance videos to your preteens who like TikTok.
No, they're gonna be selling. They're selling shit now, Matt. As the kids say, they're selling shit.
Instagram did the same thing, didn't they? And it's like, they've been doing that thing, and everybody does the same thing.
Except Instagram has a college dropout as its CEO, and TikTok.
Instead of an autocratic state, we have an autocratic college dropout. So congratulations. We'll just trade one for the other. I don't know.
Up next, story of the week. I calling this category the ESG wars.
That's Employer Solutions Group, right?
Oh well, that's the best I could do.
Because your graphics team found a company.
Do you notice
called Employer Solutions Group and used their logo to represent ESG?
I don't know if anyone cares, but did you ever notice that the Google search image, Google image search in the Google PowerPoint, what's it called? Google
Slides. Yeah.
Slides?
Google Slides. It kind of sucks. If you go to the actual Google image search, you get a lot more pictures. But if you do it within
you
slides,
know why,
you
right?
get things like this.
You know why though, right? Because they only include the royalty-free ones in.
Oh, that's why it sucks.
Yes, that's correct. Everything.
So how does YouTube
sucks.
work? And how do they manage to take over the world of YouTube?
You type things in and it pops up. That's how YouTube works.
Except they just stole everyone's content to make YouTube into a
Yeah, but Google stole that. That's Google.
That's what I'm saying.
But Google didn't steal these. That's the thing.
Okay, I'm confused. Here's what's happening in the ESG wars. I could talk about this story that BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says that he's being attacked equally from the left and the right. So maybe he's doing something right?
I think our audience is anti-Semitic, by the way.
Right. F you, audience. I could talk about how Wharton is now offering an ESG major. So Wharton sounds like it's woke.
Why haven't you called us to be professors? Like, who's teaching the ESG classes at Wharton? Is this anybody who's ever done ESG?
I want this syllabus.
But here's the big story, and I think we have Bloomberg to thank for this. Although Bloomberg does admit in the story that they're actually competing with MSCI. But Matt, I never thought we'd see the day. But a ratings change from MSCI, our former babysitter, made a headline.
Really?
Are you ready for this? Here's the headline.
Nobody cares.
Baby formula disaster failed to dent Abbott Labs ESG score. In fact, MSCI raised the healthcare company's rating to A from double B. Matt, we did it. Ratings
we finally
change.
won. The industry won. No, this is a dumb story. I talked to Sajal about it. Sajal, our friend,
she wrote the piece, so don't call it dumb.
It is dumb. I told her.
Tell us why it's dumb. You tell us why you think it's dumb.
Maybe the headline is dumb.
Remember, ESG professionals, this is only an opinion from an idiot.
All right.
Go ahead, Matt. What's your opinion?
First of all, Sustainalytics has effectively the same rating. And they also upgraded.
Yeah, but they're not as much as a competitor. So
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when we go after the ESG industry, in the article, they had to say that Bloomberg competes with MSCI, and then it just looks like a smear campaign on MSCI. And second of all, if you actually look at the data for Abbott, now I am not advocating Abbott should have a good rating of any kind, but the data, they have them as the worst for product safety performance. They basically say, this is a big deal. It's really bad over here. But all this other ESG bullshit, because there's an E and an S and a G.
What?
We can't cherry pick the one thing and be like, oh, they should be rated double FC minus negative 300 because of the one thing. We got 130 data points you're dealing with, and that's why you see what you see. It's just more of the same oh, I don't get it. ESG ratings should say what I think it should say stuff. It's dumb. I told
If
Sam
I
thought
were
it was dumb.
if I were single and I was going to a party, I would bring my digital copy of this article and I'd leave it like on a couch in front of all the other single people as my way of being like, see how cool I am? Bloomberg's writing about my rating change.
And do you hear that music? That's what it would feel like to whoever you were talking to.
That's what it would feel like when I was walking home alone at 3:30 a.m. to the T train. All right. Third story of the week is just a whole mess of, I'm calling this my drugs. Oh, the G in drugs. This is my drugs corporate governance matchup. And by drugs, I mean the sports world. I mean, I don't know how else to classify sports other than a drug industry. What's the point?
Yeah.
And I like sports. Don't get me wrong. I like sports. I just don't get the point of it.
But we know what it's for. We know it's to distract us from all the other things that we're doing.
It's passive. It's mindless, passive nonsense. Again, I do oddly enjoy it, but
we're watching.
Okay, so there's a bunch
20-somethings who are like in excellent physical condition and criticizing their ability to do things that we can't do. That's really what we do, right?
Oddly, we have three major sort of corporate governance stories in the sports world this week, and I'll save the best for last because it's the only one I think that really matters. First of all, Matt, you're going to cover this later, I think. Billionaire NFL owner Dan Snyder. He's the owner of the formerly racist team out of Washington, the Washington football team.
Yeah, sure. Formerly.
He got coerced into changing the name eventually after 20 years of throwing a temper tantrum. He supposedly has gathered a crap load of dirt on NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, and NFL owners, the other owners, because essentially Dan Snyder runs a caustic organization with rampant harassment and abuse, and the way that he dealt with that was to put his wife in charge. His wife became the CEO to deal. A complete governance nightmare. The league wants him out. The fans want him out. But I guess he's going to now use all this blackmail, all this dirt, all this. Matt, I'll let you're going to go into this later.
I won't go too deep into it because it's self-explanatory. Except that I do love that, like, he did hire like very expensive law firms who use private investigators to dig up the dirt. And this is actually an article by friend of our show, Seth Wickersham, who's on our show.
Okay.
He was on our show. He wrote the article.
I remember that.
Yeah. Do you remember that vaguely?
Kind of.
He
was talking about, what was he talking about?
The Patriots.
Book.
Yeah. He talked about his book.
Patriots?
Yeah, the New England
Doesn't
Patriots,
ring a bell.
The ones you like.
New England, they still have a team? Are you sure about that?
I think they've fallen into the ocean. But they use private investigators to like dig up dirt on these owners. And I guess they didn't know that Google exists because it would take 8 seconds to find dirt on 30 billionaires.
Oh.
Like literally
Maybe
8
they
seconds.
Maybe they were Googling through Google Slides.
Oh.
That's a delay.
Yeah, see, thank you.
Yeah. Dumb.
It's this is one of my favorite areas of governance is like, how do we get rid of owners? I just love this. I don't know. I love it.
I love that this particular owner is trying to hold on so hard that dirt on Roger Goodell and NFL owners. Oh,
it's sad.
Great.
I like that.
Love that.
I like that in order to get rid of the owners, unlike, like in the corporate world where investors will flip board members and the board members will. This is a group of 30 billionaires in a room who have like secret conversations and have like silent ballots and they like pass it across.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think of it as like, this is the most socialist thing you can do, isn't it? It's like, it's not democracy. It's like a weird collective of billionaires.
Sounds like a fantasy novel. The next corporate governance move in the sports world. How about this? I wish we had this in our corporate world, our publicly traded companies. Hockey Canada CEO and the board stepped down over their handling of sexual abuse. They're all gone.
They're all of them.
That's
I
awesome.
love we never get this. I love this.
This is
Everybody
what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah.
That's true. It does need to happen.
Because like what we do, Activision Blizzard is getting sued again.
Thank you, Ari. Yeah. Just go.
Get rid of
Everybody,
them.
gone.
All of them.
Get out.
Yeah.
Go.
Start
and
fresh.
your ESG rating at MSCI will go up probably because probably your overboarding problem might be gone. Right? You'll get some benefit, right? Anyway, and finally, the corporate governance move in the sports world, and this I get yet again proof that all of our theories are correct.
All.
Here's the headline. How the Dallas Mavericks CEO fixed a toxic culture for the sisterhood after a 2018 report uncovered rampant misconduct. So Again, they had the same issues going on at the Dallas Mavericks. So billionaire Mark Cuban hired Cynthia Marshall in 2018, the first black woman to hold a position of CEO in the history of the NBA. And what did she do? She fixed it. That's all you got for me? That's all you got? How about this? Before she became CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, what was she? She was the chief diversity officer at AT&T. So, again, there's still hope that the head of human resources, chief diversity officers,
They go on.
still could go up. Still
Wow.
make good CEOs.
All
Hello,
we
people.
need is for every owner of a sports team to molest everyone at that sports team so that they can get hired to fix more male
like what you're
crap.
saying.
All right,
I don't like what
good.
you're saying.
Let's have the
That's
women
story of the
roll
week.
them
Come
in
on.
to fix
Have a vote.
all the crap. Okay, so our stories are traditional boringness, which I don't know
that's
how we can
TikTok
make
taking over.
that a story of the week. ESG wars, and by that we do mean Employer Solutions Group, your human resources partner, and sports teams doing stuff.
And Ari, I don't want to lead you in any way, but Cynthia Marshall has been so great as a CEO of the Dallas Mavericks that Commissioner Adam Silver told the other 30 CEOs, be like her.
Wow.
Seriously. Yeah.
You say it just like
I
that.
do like that jump from chief diversity officer
Yes.
to CEO. You know, I
That's
don't
what
see
we're
that a
hoping
lot.
for here,
That's
people.
awesome. Overall, though, the sports theme, I know, I don't know, it's probably very popular, but I don't really care about it. You know, something that I care more about that none of you liked was the Netflix thing.
Okay. Traditional business. You're going for a traditional business story of the
Like
week?
the ad-supported monthly fee, it is now going to be cheaper, so you can pay less and take on the ads. But at least it's not like, oh, for the same price, you'll now have ads. If you don't want ads, you have to pay $3 more a month. You know what I mean? They could have easily done that, I guess.
It sounds like did someone at your house lose their job or something? This is important to you?
You do know this is story of the week, not Ari cares most about it of the week, right?
Hey, it's her vote. She's allowed to vote. And can I just say, don't get me going about Netflix. So we can attack Netflix for, say, wanting to appoint a female director. That's so woke. But that their number one show is about a serial killer, that's okay?
Yeah, it's not woke.
I just okay. Don't get
I
me
think
going.
traditional boringness took the traditional story of the week time.
There's a lot of good stuff in traditional boringness. Here's some of the stuff I didn't cover. Moderna is developing a personalized cancer vaccine. The Biden administration is proposing a gig worker rule that eases path to full employment. A lot of good stuff going on. Traditional
Apple
boring
becoming a
business news.
bank.
I don't know about how I feel
Perfect.
about that one. I'm a little scared about that one.
No, the right answer here is the sports team. I mean, Hockey
What, a
Canada's
tie to break.
CEO and entire board simultaneously stepped down. How
Yeah,
is
that's
that
right.
not the story of the week for us? That is the most us story of the week we could ask for ever. The entire
Look.
board. I have dreams about boards just being like, you know what? We really suck at our job. We should all
Everyone
throw
out.
in the towel. Everyone go. Don't even. You don't even have to turn off the lights when you leave. Somebody else will do it. We're all out of here. That's amazing.
I know none of our listeners take Matt Moscardi seriously, but I think Matt might have a point here. And that is that there might be lessons learned from sports organizations. I mean, after all, the labor, the unions in Major League Baseball, I think, were important for something, right?
Yeah,
Someone
they
help me
changed
out.
the way the
Were they?
sports run.
Thank
I mean,
you.
In basketball
what I'm
now,
talking
like
about.
who has more ownership? The Kevin Durant or ownership, right? Like Kevin Durant can go to any
Thank
team
you.
he wants just by demanding it. And when the people
Right,
who run
right. CEO to pay ratio in the NBA is not a problem.
is not a problem. Like when
Thank you.
when labor runs it, like you can see an entire board step down because of gropies, right? Like that should be the way it is. Activision's board is going to make billions of dollars, like hundreds of millions of dollars individually as a result of being bought out. And they got bought out because they had a gropey problem that made them cheap enough to buy out. In the sports world, hockey, the Hockey Canada CEO and board have to entirely quit. They don't get something for their gropies. They leave. They're done. They're gone. Come on.
Done.
That's
yeah.
great.
I'm
That's
gonna break.
fantastic.
I'm gonna break the tie. Sorry, Ari. I'm gonna go too with these stories because I'm just hoping that the regular world will learn some lessons. So here are the lessons, as Matt pointed out very uneloquently. If you majorly screw up, including things like sexual abuse, go. You're done. Quit.
Go. Get
Step
out.
down.
Just get out.
And also, if you have a problem, find a chief diversity officer. Find a black woman. Make her your CEO. She'll fix it. Those are the two
Stop
lessons from
asking
the
women
sports
to fix
world.
all the problems, though. Let them stay as CEO for the next 100 years, and then it'll be fine.
Story of the week. Let's go to Goodliest of the week with a very special Aria Data Queen. Why are you so special? Why does it say that here? Why are you so special?
Does it say that?
Yeah,
I don't
it
see
says
that
the very
anywhere. But all right, so for Goodlies of the week,
Yeah,
I
come on.
got CVS drops prices on its tampons, and they will pay the so-called pink tax, which is tax on their menstrual products, hygiene products.
Okay, what is the tax?
It's a sales tax.
About- Oh, it's like a 6%, or do you know the number?
Well, it depends on the state.
Yeah,
right?
it's state
Got
by
it.
state.
Yep. So 23 states currently don't tax menstrual products, and
Let me guess
they
which
will
those
pay.
states those are.
They will pay for the tax in only 12 of the remaining states because the other states don't allow for any company to pay the sales tax. So they're not allowed
What?
to pay. Yeah.
Whoa. What would be the logic behind that?
I don't know. State
Okay.
law. Nobody
answer.
can pay your tax. Only
I like
you
it.
can pay your tax. But
It's woke if a corporation pays a tax, maybe. Too woke.
since last year, prices on menstrual products have gone up by 12%. CVS will reduce the prices on their CVS branded menstrual products by 25%. And this is super important because 1 out of 4 people struggle to purchase period supplies due to lack of income. You know, so this is actually CVS
I like
dropping
this.
their prices and paying for a sale tax for the
can't-
customers in states that still have the
I
sales
can't
tax.
find fault in this one. Can I tell you one thing?
I've
Can I tell
never
you-
heard of this before, you know?
Can I-
I've never
can I-
heard of this before.
Can I tell you that I secretly love drugstores because there's a very secret like public library element to them, which is this. You don't see this in other stores. You don't see this at like Target or Macy's. I don't care where you go. Lululemon. I don't know what your problem is, but here's what you find at drugstores. I was going in to buy a fiber supplement. I know that's TMI. I was buying a fiber supplement.
Just eat some lettuce.
The regular brand was $40.
Uh-huh.
The store brand was $20. That's amazing. All right,
wait
come
a
on, you
minute.
gotta love that. How
That's
great is
amazing.
that?
How
Same
is that
ingredients.
like a library? Libraries,
know.
everything is free. There's literally nothing you said there that's
It's
like a
getting
library.
closer to free, though, is my point.
Like everything about Ari's story is fantastic, particularly because in my white male bubble, I did not know that a tampon tax actually existed, and it's horrific. And I will give me 3 states that you could guess have a tampon tax. Go ahead, guess.
Alabama,
Missouri, Louisiana.
Alabama
Texas,
does not.
Oklahoma. What?
Alabama
Missouri?
does not. Missouri does.
Oklahoma?
Louisiana does. Oklahoma does
Okay.
not.
But to be
Texas.
fair, this is
Texas
not a
does.
tampon. This is not
Boom,
a
3
tampon
for
tax.
3. Damien,
All
wow,
right.
you stink, Damien. You're
Yeah, I
0
do
for
stink.
2.
I did actually forget to wear my deodorant today. Ari,
What?
but correct me if I'm wrong. This is not actually is this a tampon tax specifically for tampons, or just do they just lump it into a goods that
there's
gets
not
taxed?
they include sales tax is applicable to these products.
Right.
But
okay.
sales
Just like,
tax is
women
not
have to use.
sales
Right,
tax is not
exactly.
applicable to a whole bunch of things that you could buy at a pharmacy. Don't
So I
ask me
think
for any examples right now.
I think what you're saying
Ask
is
no
that
follow-up questions, please.
Matt, help me out. Help me out with this thing. Are tampons kind of like Kit Kats? Like, do you have to buy Kit Kats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah.
do have to buy Kit Kats. So are
You
Kit
have to
Kats-
buy one of 3 things: tampons, cups, liners, or pads. 4 things. One of 4
What
things.
about
If
Kit
you
Kats,
want to,
Twix?
no, you
Hershey
don't have to
bars?
buy that. You don't have to buy that.
You don't have to buy that. So sales tax should apply, but unless they
Okay,
call
I'm just trying to
Twix
I'm just trying to
food.
understand sales tax. Give me a
Food
break here.
is usually exempt from sales tax, but
What
some
about
snacks
Doritos?
aren't. Like
What about Doritos?
I don't know. What do you go state by state? All I know
I'm
is
just trying
that
to derail Ari. I'm just trying to
Hawaii.
derail Ari.
I'm talking directly to you. Are you listening, Hawaii? Stop it with the sales tax on menstrual products. Seriously, Hawaii.
I thought Hawaii was better than that. I thought they were cooler
Hawaii
than
was
that.
better than that too. I expect it out of Texas, but I don't expect it
too.
out of you, Hawaii. Come on. All right, what's next?
What's next, Ari? What else you got?
Oh, also, not to mention that the CEO
Oh.
of CVS is a woman. Thank you.
A black
Um,
woman? No.
No.
No,
It's a
that's
very
your
white lady.
Walgreens. Yeah.
You just say very white lady? That
Yes.
sounds like a Emma. Can you buzz her, please? That didn't sound right. Very white lady.
All right.
Emma.
The second
Yes.
story that actually made me happy is Amazon's October attempt at Prime Day falls flat. Analysts say.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
All right,
That's great.
Tell me
This
what?
is-
Tell me more. I want to know
This
more.
is the first year that Amazon has tried to do Prime Day twice. Right? They have it
Yep.
in July. They had it in July this year.
Don't forget
it was
Christmas
massive.
too. Christmas is Prime Day.
I mean,
Let's be fair.
secular Prime Day.
Okay.
No. Prime Day is one thing. It was once a year. They tried to do it in October this year so they can get the early, like before Black Friday, people to actually shop for Christmas and holidays and, whatever you give.
Can you name
And-
another holiday other than Christmas, Ari? Can you?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve? No, that's wrong. That's not a holiday.
It's not a holiday at all.
But
Kwanzaa.
anyway, I
Hanukkah.
guess people are tired of buying shit or they didn't care for this
No.
particular
Ari,
Amazon
I have
Prime
the
Day.
headline. If you
What?
scroll back up to traditional, boring business news, I have the headline that explains this. It's out of
me.
Forbes. Nearly half of Americans now describe their financial situation as bad.
Oops.
All right.
That's-
So they
First of all,
can't
terribly depressing,
buy as
but
much
that's the
crap.
reason. That's the reason right there.
The average purchase went from $60 to $46.
That's
and,
still 46 too much. let's
you
be
know,
fair.
because Twitter is a
Mhm.
exact mirror of the world that we live in.
Oh, don't
There
say
were 90% fewer tweets about this
Oh my
Prime
God,
Day
that is
than
a
the
sad
last one.
stat.
That is a sad stat.
So, failure
because
all
the bot-
around.
Because Elon got rid of the bots, I guess.
Look, can we just celebrate the fact that, like, we didn't spend ridiculous sums of money on shit we don't need from a company that we shouldn't be buying it from because they
guess.
make their workers
Less
pee in
crap was
bottles?
bought.
Yeah,
I
think
guess. I like the first story more. What else do you have, Ari?
Yep. And also, if you notice in the screen here, I turned the Prime Day smile upside down.
Oh, look at
Wow,
that. That's our
amazing.
graphics department
our-
at work.
For a
Did you
one
see
viewer.
that? That's
By the way, to all you podcast listeners, and I know there's more than 4 of you. We do a video. Watch the
5?
video. Get a
There's 5
life
of
and
them?
watch the video.
Yeah, don't work. All right.
Yeah, come on, stop it.
Then number 3, Mackenzie Scott donates $15 million to a social enterprise that provides affordable eyeglasses to millions of people.
She has a great PR team. Let me just say this about her. Great PR
No, she doesn't.
team. She obviously does.
She tried to give money away without telling anyone she was giving money away, and then she
I don't
got
believe that.
and then
you
she
know,
got yelled at for that.
she got yelled at because they're like, "Who are you giving your money to? We need to track it." Anyway, the social enterprise is Vision Spring, and they provide affordable eyeglasses to people that can't buy them because they are often agricultural and artisan workers located in India, Bangladesh, Ghana, Kenya, and Uganda who earn less than $4 a day. And let me tell you, from someone who was previously I could not see at all,
Ooh, I like
getting
this. Yeah.
eyeglasses is
Yeah.
life changing.
That helped. Wait, it
Life
helped. Wait,
changing.
glasses helped your vision.
It helped.
Interesting.
It didn't just help my vision.
Blah,
it helped
blah,
like
blah.
my quality of life. It helped
me
my
ask you this.
opportunities. It helped everything. It's not just like, yeah.
All right, I
Anyway,
have
her
to
it's
tell you
very
this.
cool. What?
If I open a drugstore, I think I would put a tampon tax onto eyeglasses. All right. Those are Ari's 3 stories. CVS is going to pay the tampon tax.
Yep.
They're gonna pay the sales tax.
Prime Day failed, and a billionaire gave away like a penny. That's the third story.
I knew you were gonna say
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it
I'm
was-
going to channel the great Emma Lurking on this one. I do not care about a billionaire's PR team giving me yet
Do
another.
you care about the
She
eyeglasses?
has stories. I do.
I
but
don't care about
I don't,
people without vision.
but you do know you didn't even make the connection, Ari, between your second and third story.
Go
How
on.
does she have that much money?
Damien, I'm
What?
just happy that some people are going to get
Okay.
eyeglasses.
You know what?
But it's because of Amazon that there are these like ridiculous billionaires
No.
hanging around the first.
No.
but
I
it's
don't wanna
not
get
because
into
of
start
Amazon,
Amazon.
that people are hard of
Matt, I'm not
First of all,
suggesting she doesn't deserve the
thing-
money. I'm suggesting that it's the nausea of Amazon that made. Okay, let's drop it. I'm not voting for number 3. This is easy for me, and I'll shut up. Number 1, CVS. I love it. That actually made me feel good. I like this.
Yeah.
Dropping prices on tampons, paying the pink tax. Oh, what's wrong with that? I like that.
I actually liked all 3 of these.
Don't be nice to Ari.
Am I getting fired?
We have an HR discussion.
That's how it's gonna start. That's how it starts. I like your work,
all 3
but
of these because I like the cynical one that Prime Day failed.
I loved it.
Because it's my. It feels like
it failed.
yeah,
as if it failed.
I love that.
As if.
And I like as someone who wears glasses and has to have glasses, I like that one too. But it is the tampon tax. That is correct.
Neither one of you are wearing glasses, by the way.
No, it doesn't matter. That is the correct answer. The audience agrees. Everybody agrees.
It's because we can afford to do other things to fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah, look.
good work.
The audience agrees with
All right, let's get
everything
to.
you're
Come
saying.
on, shut the crowd up. They're annoying me already. Assholiest of the week, Matt Biscardi. Come on.
All right.
Oh.
I'm going to keep the assholes short and sweet. The
For
overall
once.
asshole this week is the rules do not apply. That is the overall asshole. And the first
please
place the
explain.
rules don't apply is Dan Snyder, who still has a job.
Ugh.
The story is Commander's boss Snyder claims dirt on NFL owners. Apparently, CEOs can sexually harass cheerleaders, avoid paying taxes, probably murder someone. But heaven forbid they stop making money, because that's what this article is about. The reason why he got dirt on the owners is they were talking about getting rid of this owner of a sports team only after they had incidents in which a fan fell off the railings and funding for a stadium fell through. He does not
Okay.
going to get funding for the stadium that he wants to build. He's one of the worst in terms of revenue. There are quotes in the article about how the gate at the Washington football team's stadium is among the worst in
Commanders.
the league. They are angry at him for not making money and taking a team that made a lot of money to being a team that makes like the least amount of money. But they
Yeah.
can tolerate and stomach the sexual harassment over decades and like all sorts of investigations for environmental issues, for
Well, it is the NFL after
accounting
all.
issues. They had misstatements. They were undercounting how many tickets, so they didn't have to pay as much. Everything that they were doing was terrible. But heaven forbid you lose them some money. I do want to point out some of
Yes.
my one of my favorite ever company statements
Okay.
in response to this article, because the article's all about like how all the owners hate him and whatever, and then they say they were
I
talking
hate
about
him.
like his wife Tanya is now the CEO of the company.
I hate her too.
In a statement, Snyder's lawyers said, quote, Tanya, a breast cancer survivor, is one of the
Oh,
most
come
capable
on,
business
stop.
leaders in America, and
Oh
she
my
and Dan will continue to work to improve all aspects of the team.
Oh
A
my
breast
God.
cancer survivor?
That is so shameless.
From now on, when you describe me, can you call me Damien, a survivor of the article that described Tanya as a breast cancer survivor? Raleigh.
That is literally
Oh
the
my
most shameless thing I've
That's
ever
shameless.
heard.
Shameless.
Yeah. And
Hey,
then-
Wow.
this is where the real democracy can be good, because I think that the fans in that area are voting on funding his stadium, right? So if fans vote against that initiative, Snyder might be out, right? Because as you're saying, the NFL will tolerate criminal harassment and abuse, but they won't tolerate
losing money.
losing money. So
No,
yeah, come on, people, vote against
absolutely
this
not.
shit.
And set that against Hockey Canada and their board stepping down. The Timbers and the Thorns CEO stepped down after sexual
right.
abuse allegations. Women's
Mhm.
soccer executives just resigned because of an abuse report.
Also,
yeah.
this happened after the women's soccer team lost back-to-back games for the first time in like 5 years. So really, why does she step down?
Wait, what? Say that again.
I feel like people are like, you lost. You need to go. Also, here's all this other abuse.
There's a conspiracy theory coming
Wow.
out of our
Yeah,
she's
yeah, just a
She's
little.
got her tinfoil hat on. So my first is Dan Snyder and the CE, and the rules do not apply because that guy needs to have not had a job for a long time. My second is this
Yep. story.
Pushing back against ESG movement, conservatives propose pro-fossil fuel board member for ExxonMobil.
I was happy to tag this story. This one made me laugh. I like this one.
National
Pro-
Legal and Policy.
Wait, say that again. What are they proposing in Exxon? Say
They're
that again.
proposing a pro-fossil fuel board member for ExxonMobil. That's what they're
Come on,
proposing.
that's funny. Let's admit that's
The
funny.
National Legal and Policy Center recommended Don Vandervaart, currently
Ooh,
a
that's
North
funny,
Carolina
too.
judge and former Secretary of State, for the Department of from the Department of Environmental Quality or whatever. Here is why the rules don't apply. Paul Vandervaart, business
Yeah.
experience,
Dawn.
0,
Yeah.
none.
Mhm.
Oil
Okay, just like me.
experience, 0. Never worked
Just
at
like
an
me.
oil company before. Never. Public company experience, 0.
Oh, I have a
Board
little bit of that.
experience, 0.
Me too.
Government experience, lots, in which he spent most of his time saying government should not exist. That's the
Okay.
pro fossil fuel board member that the best they could come up with. And NLPC.
Why? Is he like a puppet? Is he a stooge? What's his
Maybe
deal with
maybe
this
he
guy?
drives a Hummer or some other dumb car.
He was
Right.
like a mechanical engineer, like chemical scientist guy.
Why him?
He was a
Why
Trump
him?
appointee. That's
Okay.
why. He was a Trump appointee.
Okay.
But NLPC, you do know the Exxon board is full of actual oil company people.
What?
Right?
Very
Stop it.
pro
Stop.
fossil.
In fact, this campaign is a response to Engine Number One's campaign to put more environmental friendly board members on the Exxon board. And Engine Number One won a couple of board seats. One of the board seats they won was a guy named Greg Goff, who is and has been for 20 plus years an oil executive from Marathon
Yeah, and that's what you
Oil.
got from the activists. That's what you got from the pro-environment
The
activists.
environmental activists, one of the things they said, and they will admit openly, is you can't have an oil company without more oil experience on the board. What is the response to put a guy with no oil experience on the board who's, quote, pro-fossil fuel?
Hey.
The rules don't apply anymore. We're just in dumb.
Can I at least quote? Am I allowed to quote Larry Fink here? I'm gonna
Yeah,
go. I'm
please.
going
No.
another callback to my beautiful stories. Here's what Larry said. This applies to this story, Matt. Facts are not important with some subgroups in this country. He's
That's
referring to the idiots, the anti-ESG idiots.
I can't. Yeah.
Facts are not important.
Apparently not. And finally, this
Yeah.
is just my own personal pet peeve. Here's the headline: Cruise stocks soar to pace the S&P 500 as Norwegian is
Oh.
upgraded to buy.
Ooh, that's good, right?
No, apparently the rules that govern reality
crowd's
no,
happy.
No,
Yeah.
they're not happy. The rules that govern reality, in which this is the reality
Uh-huh.
that I live in. Cruise ships are floating petri dishes governed by insular and incestuous boards and CEOs who have a casual
So?
indifference to things like persistent and perpetual diarrhea and COVID super
Ooh.
spreading.
That could solve the energy crisis, though. It's a propulsion device.
Apparently, it does not apply to markets. Markets are removed entirely from reality in which that is a problem. I hate the cruise ships. They need to stop. We need to not spend money.
That's
I would rather.
that's not news to any of our loyal listeners. That's not news.
I would rather everyone did a second Amazon Prime Day every year and spent whatever they were going to spend on a cruise ship on Amazon Prime Day for the second
that's
time.
saying
That's
a lot.
how much I
That's
hate them.
saying a lot.
Can I at least point out to our listening audience, and I'm looking at you, the only listener, it's you, Dave, that this is the guy who recently took his family to Florida, to Disneyland or World. This guy is a major
year ago.
hypocrite.
At least
He was
not
a-
on a cruise.
He's a
They
secret
do have the Disney
DeSantis
cruises.
sycophant. Secret
I want to
DeSantis
stay
sycophant.
married. I want to like. There are bargains you have to make. That's all I'm
Compromise.
saying.
Okay.
Here,
All right.
Here is your trio. It is Dan Snyder still having a job somehow. Exxon's anti-woke board nominee being
Yeah,
a guy who has no experience and has never done a
That's
thing.
just funny.
And
that is funny.
cruise line stocks soaring. Those are your three.
All right, what do you
asshole
think?
options.
You go first.
I wonder if the cruise stocks thing is just because people are is it just
Winter?
because people are traveling again, or is
Yeah,
it
winter.
because there are newer ships that are, I don't know, entirely powered by
No.
something else?
By COVID.
I'll tell you why, Ari. I think I'll put
Diarrhea.
on my serious hood for a second. I think it's because all the cruise lines have gotten rid of all their COVID testing and rules, so they're done with that. And number two, isn't it? It's Caribbean season, no? All the
I don't
private
know.
school kids are going to like St. Eartha Kitts or whatever. I don't know
What
where
do
they
you know
go.
about private school kids? How many private schools
I
do you
don't-
go to?
I'm just saying, like it's winter season. It's cruise time.
No, that's April. That's like March, April. That's when they go.
Oh, they don't go cruising over.
In
Kwanzaa?
October,
I don't know what's
it's
going on.
delightful. It's fall. The weather's getting nice and cool.
I mean, it's coming. It's coming.
You're
Ari,
having
is that your
pumpkin
story? Is
spice
that,
lattes for 3 months.
is
No,
that your
my
pick, Ari?
my
No.
rules don't apply. Definitely goes to Snyder and the NFL.
Really? So at first, the story of the week, you were disinterested in sports, but now because of Matt's eloquent reporting, you're back on the sports bandwagon.
The category is rules don't apply. Who best exemplifies that than this white man?
I mean, how much of a hypocrite would I be if
No.
my story of the week was the governance in sports, and yet I picked against Dan Snyder here in asshole of the week. Here's my problem, Matt. Dan Snyder is just a consistent asshole. He's just an evergreen asshole, if you will.
That's true. Yeah. So you're just going to use the
So not of the week.
of the week.
But this, Matt, you picked a gem of a story that they're pushing back against the ESG movement. I'm laughing even saying it. They proposing a pro fossil fuel board member for Exxon. That's gold. That's comedy gold. I have to vote for that. Come on, that's my vote.
I would, and under normal
Such
circumstances, I would
Break the
side
tie.
with Damien, but I cannot get over. In a statement, Snyder's lawyers said, quote, Tanya, a breast
Oh.
cancer survivor, is one of the most capable business leaders in America.
Probably
cannot
have a
get
pink
over that
ribbon in the
statement.
corner.
That is the worst, most shameless, blatant statement. That is a fact and so irrelevant to the conversation as to be like, that's just a pure asshole move. So I'm going to go with that.
The NFL is detestable from so many directions, but how about the fact that they agreed to let this ownership group and this team deal with this problem by letting him appoint his wife as the CEO. That they allowed that punishment. Is absolutely insanity. It's absolute insanity. Absolute insanity.
1950s, like when a governor would die, then I think the first female governor in the U.S., or maybe it was the Senate, happened because her husband died. So then she
Right.
became it.
Well, if only
We
he
haven't
died.
had that in a long time, but you know, the mentality is still.
We might
The
have to
husband.
have Seth Wickersham back on just to talk about.
Is
the
he allowed to
government's
say
fail.
nasty things about the Snyders?
Maybe he can say what he wrote about.
I don't know. Yeah, I think he says what's in the article only, which is dumb. But he's like a real
Well,
journalist.
if he comes back, will he explain to me where Tom Brady went? I keep watching the Patriots games. He's not there. Where'd he go? I don't understand. What the hell happened?
See
What's
that?
going on?
That's sports satire.
Traitor.
Right there.
Traitor.
Sports satire.
All right. Let's wrap up this show. I'm not even going to tell you what we picked. Nobody cares. Let's get to winners.
Let's do it.
Any
I'll
winners?
start. I'll start.
Yeah.
All right,
There
you
is
go.
just absolutely no way. You know what? I'm shocked that it took me so long to find a CVS headline. This should be plastered everywhere. Where is their PR
What?
people? CVS
Okay.
won the week.
Mackenzie
And-
Scott hired them all. That's why. So CBS, you're going a traditional, a blue chip traditional pick. I like it.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah. And
mega
you know what?
corporate.
You know what?
Yeah.
While I'm here, my prediction is that Walgreens will do this next.
Ooh,
Wow.
she did a double.
That's it.
Way to follow
My
up. Walgreens.
winner is me, because this morning I convinced the great Jessie Scanlon. Is that how you pronounce her last name? It sounds like an onion. Scanlon? Is that what it is?
Yes.
What kind of a name is that? That's a terrible name.
I don't know. This is a good start.
She got to
though.
get a new name. I convinced her to join the Great Friday show, so we're gonna have a new pundit, Jessie. I'm excited.
Yeah, that would be great.
She even has her own microphone. Nobody
Wow.
cares. Okay, well,
Wow.
I still think I'm excited. I'm excited.
For
Matt, you got
me,
anything? Winner of the week? Winner?
Yeah, I wrote this down. I said
Yeah.
No one won this week. This
Aw.
week was dumb and pointless. It was
You're just sad to come back to work. That's
no,
why.
it was. I mean, like the headlines were about like Russia bombing the shit out of Ukraine because it's angry that Ukraine is winning, and
like
then
this.
a bunch of complaining about VR headsets and how much they
Yeah.
cost.
A lot of
and-
VR headlines this week.
and a lot of
I did
complaining
see
about
that.
like
Mhm.
you know, it was like it's sort of a nothing burger week for me,
Yeah.
and I hated it. It was dumb. It was
Okay.
pointless.
All
That
right.
was
The winner
correct
is
answer.
nobody. Nothing.
Nothing.
I like that. Actually, I
Nothing,
kind of
no.
like that winner. Oddly, I mean, maybe that proves that I'm a jerk because I like that as a winner. Predictions before we get out of here. I'll begin. Ari, you already gave yours. Walgreens will get rid of what? Hershey
We'll
bars?
start paying for the sales tax in those states.
Start paying
that-
the-
Yeah,
Start
that's
paying
a great
tax
prediction.
tampons.
Good prediction.
I'm going to give my prediction because I'm excited for Matt's because it's really long and I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited for it. Here's my prediction. It's very simple. Larry Fink quits BlackRock.
Yes,
Right? You with me? You
That's
with me so far?
100% gonna happen. That I get.
And-
yes,
I hope you're banking on my predictions, everybody. And so go ahead and short something. I don't know what you would short if you quit. I don't even know what you would do. Short Tesla? Who knows? Who cares?
short.
Larry Fink quits BlackRock and starts an anti-ESG ETF, which trades under the ticker FYI, which stands for "Fuck You, Idiots."
Wow,
That's my prediction.
That's
a lot of
intense.
layers.
I think I saw the same prediction also on CNBC and Bloomberg, so maybe I copied it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think I read about it. All right, my prediction.
Matt, what do you
Really, in reviewing because I had a couple weeks to
Yeah.
review. It occurred to me Mark Zuckerberg has had a quietly big 2 months. We should
Okay,
be
tell
talking
us.
a lot more about this. And this is within the last 2 months. These are the headlines. Hot desking. Do you
Yep.
remember hot desking?
I
Which
do.
Sounds a lot like farting at other people's desks, but isn't. Firing staff, so
Lots of
mass
firing.
layoffs, and then telling staff that they needed to get on board with the metaverse play. Sheryl Sandberg
yeah.
left. She left like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Like there was a lot of
She
talk
offi-
about it in the summer, but she
Officially
actually
gone.
left officially
She
2
left.
weeks ago.
She got married.
He took down the Facebook page of the kid who was tracking his airplane. Him and Elon Musk's airplanes.
I don't know about this. I don't know.
Yeah,
about
he
this.
took down their Facebook page.
People still use Facebook. This is a real thing. That's true.
Yeah, well, that was also part of the big news. Someone's on Facebook. His Little League card sold for $100,000 in the last 2 months.
That's creepy. Yeah, creepy.
And he released an NFT of the card. He priced Meta's VR headsets at $1,500 each. $1,500 for a VR headset, and his reason was because Apple charges a lot. That was his reason.
Hey, I'm not quibbling with that one. I mean,
I
to
love
go into the
that.
metaverse and be able to grope metaverse people, that seems like it should cost a lot of money.
Apple can do whatever they want.
It is a nice barrier to entry, yeah. And just a couple days ago, he gave his avatar in the metaverse legs.
Yeah.
They upgraded the graphics. They gave him legs. And he said we'll be having hologram meetings within 5 years. So,
yeah. In fact, we had a corporate theater piece. We had a great piece this week that featured Cheryl and Mark having a meeting in the metaverse. It was a delightful piece.
If you're not listening to our corporate theater pieces, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah. They were discussing her security being paid to her as a board member. It's good stuff. It's this good corporate governance information going on here. Come on.
So I will now predict, to maintain his big 2 months, that he will personally pay for the tampon tax in the metaverse in perpetuity. That's how his...
Oh, I like this.
In perpetuity.
That sounds very woke, though. Is that too woke?
I don't think it's too woke. I think it's a
Could be.
brilliant play. So
God.
he's going to pay the tampon tax for just in the metaverse, though. Metaverse meta tampons.
In fact,
metapons.
Matt, in fact, I've decided that just saying hello to your daughter is maybe too woke for me, I've decided.
Really?
Yeah, don't be so nice to her. That's too woke. What are you, woke?
You know what? I'm going to put a pro-daughter board member on the board of our family.
That's so woke.
That's all we got. It's Ari, the Data Queen, and Damian Rollis. Damian's already getting up because he's got to pee so bad. I was Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float Media. Come back next week where we'll have a full week of our nonsense.
New pundit.
Finally, new
Counting
pundits,
expert.
new week, new stuff. We'll talk to you then. Goodbye.